Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a shortcut for your MAME games in an easy way if you are using Windows 7. I can't be sure on how to do so on other OSs at the moment for lack of testing, but if you're on Windows 7 this should work. I'll be testing the same thing on Windows 8 soon. I will put the video up upon completion of testing. Now for the purpose of this tutorial I will set up a new folder that I will title as mame ROMs desktop. So here's what we're right here. Mame ROMs, and in parentheses desktop. So this is where I'm going to actually generate me my shortcuts, and I did that as to differentiate the file from my already existing MAME games directory. If you only have one MAME games directory, then this shouldn't be an issue. Or you can even just make it on the desktop if you'd like to. I just like to put my shortcuts in the folder because the only reason I use these shortcuts is to add them on Steam. I can show you how to add them on Steam as well, but that'll be done after. Okay, so we're going to move on to step 1. If you want your shortcuts on the desktop, then you can just make it right there on the desktop like I said. I wanted to use the newly created folder, which is why I'm in said directory now. So you're going to right click on an empty space. This can be done on the desktop as well. Excuse me. You're going to click new shortcut and you should get this window. What item would you like to create a shortcut for? What you then do is you're going to put into quotation marks. And this is going to be what where you build your pathway for the MAME executable file. At this point, you should go into the directory of where you have your MAME. Click on the top of the search bar. It should give you the pathway before adding the MAME exe. So you would go right here because you want to be in between those quotations. For me, my MAME directory is in games and games related. It'll be different for you depending on where you put it. Could be users, emulators if you have an emulator folder, MAME, blah 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 blah. So you see how I went up here. This is the search bar, and you go up here and you'll see it. It says see users Castro desktop blah 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 blah. That is where it is. That is the MAME directory. So what we're going to do now is paste that here and at this point you want to then type /.mame.exe or whatever the name of your MAME exe is, or even just copy and paste the name of the MAME exe onto the end. This will tell the shortcut where the MAME is, and it'll then tell it to activate the exe. So sorry, I'm a little sleep deprived, but yeah. So there you go. Now what we're gonna do, go back here. See, I have mame64 exe right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy and paste the entire name, and after that, right here, see that, and you paste it there, and it's all in between the quotes. Now what you want to do is you're gonna go to step 2. At the end you should hit space and then put 2 more quotations, because this is going to be the pathway of the actual ROM file that you wish for it to emulate. So this is, you go into the directory that you have your ROM stored, repeat the process you enacted, building the pathway to MAME exe, but in this directory. Now all that's left to do is to tell it what file to run. So to tell you what I was talking about, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go back, or actually no, I have them right here. Whoops. Woo. One little crazy thinking about something else. So here we are in the ROMs, and this is the ROM directory. This is where all my ROMs are. See this over here, Sailor Moon? That's what I'm going to make my executable for. So I went to the directory back up here. You copy that. You're gonna come over here now. You're gonna paste it. Now remember, this is wherever the ROMs directory is for you. You always gonna copy the search bar on top because that's where the directory is for you. If it's on the desktop, if your main shortcut's on the desktop, then you'll go to desktop, and, then click the search bar, and it's gonna give you the pathway there, and then same thing. So it's the same thing with this. Now what you want to do is backslash, and then you want to give it the name of the ROM you want to load up, and it has to be everything, including the zip. A lot of people forget the .zip, and that's the problem. That's why it doesn't run, and it won't run if you do that. So what you want is to have that .zip in there. Sailor Moon .zip. There you go. And you click next. You're gonna rename it. I'm gonna rename mine Sailor Moon. You rename it to whatever you desire. When you click finish, it should be in here. This is the folder, the directory that I have it in. So that part's pretty easy. Now all that needs to be done after that, like, you have to check if you want to change the icon. You can, but you need like a third-party icon developer. I have that, and I can show you how to use them, but for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm not going to teach you how to do that right now. I'm just going to show you that this exe right here, this executable file, actually works. This shortcut will boot up the game straight into MAME immediately. If it doesn't, then something was done wrong. So there you go, Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon, and boot it right up, and there it is. So that worked. I'm now gonna get out of there. So now we want to add this to Steam. So in order to add this to Steam, what we're gonna have to do is you have to go into Steam. Now you can see I have a whole bunch of of icons from different emulators. Like, these are all from like running different emulators. I used a program called Ice to do that, which I will show in another tutorial video. But for this one, I'm gonna concentrate on just showing you how to add MAME ROMs, because Ice doesn't know how to do that. These are some MAME ROMs that I added. So I'm gonna add another one. You're gonna click add a non-Steam game. You're gonna go to browse, and then for me, I'm gonna go over to where I have that new folder made, which is MAME ROMs desktop, and there's the ROM itself. I'm gonna open that. Now when you load it, it's going to read it as MAME, and it's gonna add it into your Steam as MAME. So you're gonna have to rename that, especially if you have another MAME. So it's gonna have two of the same pathway basically, and the way we're gonna rename, and we're gonna change the pathway. I'll show you what I mean in a second. So we're gonna add that selected program. Now if I scroll down over here, oh my god, all these games. See, now I have two MAMEs, and both of them will load up just MAME. So what we're gonna do is, instead of loading up just MAME, we're gonna go to the properties here. You see where the target line is, and you're going to highlight the target line and just get rid of everything there, eradicate everything that's there, because you don't want that. Now leave that blank for now, and you're gonna go back into the directory that you have the actual shortcut that you just made. You're gonna go to properties, and you right click, go to properties, and see where it says target, copy that, because that's the pathway that you made for it. Now you're going to close that, go back into Steam, where it says target here, you're going to paste that, and then you're going to put the name of the game or whatever you want to put. I'm putting Pretty Soldier Oh, I can't spell today. And then I can close that. Now, if you go back into the Steam list, it's still there. But for some reason, for me, I scroll up and scroll back down, and the image will go away. But this is the one that it is, and if I run it, it's going to move it in alphabetical, situation. So I'm gonna test it again, and there you go, Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon running. And that's how you add a MAME game to Steam, for it to boot right off of Steam instead of having to boot it up through MAME. Now, the last thing that I'm going to show you here is something really easy. If you've done this before, most likely through other venues, other things that you had to try to change. We're going to change this. I'm going to change the custom image. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to type in Pretty Soldier Sailor Moon logo. It might be a little hard to find something, so put arcade, if anything. That should help. And it boots up. It sees what you're looking for now. This could do. Like, I really don't need anything too complex. You just wanna, save the image. You're gonna go. I put all my images and pictures, and you want it to be a .png or a .jpeg, because if it's GIF, it's not gonna be able to it's not gonna be able to cover the spot. Steam can't read it. So then you're gonna right click on the shortcut, go to set custom image, browse, and then in your whatever directory that you place the picture in, I'm gonna bring it up, and here it is. Sailor Moon. Wait, that's a different one. Whoa, Sailor Moon.png, and that should be it. And set that image. And there you have it. So that's how you add main games to Steam. That's how you customize the image. If you want to know how to make an icon, like I said, I can show you that in another video. Just tell me in the comment section below, and I'll hook up another video and I'll upload it. Let you guys know when it's uploaded. I'll send messages if anything, whatever, blah blah blah. But it's really kind of simple. If you want to know how I added all of these emulator games on here and how I got them to run in the emulators that they are native to respectively, let me know, because I can do a tutorial on how to use ICE, which is a program that allowed me to do this. And I'm an emulator fiend, so I have a lot of different emulators and a lot of different games for emulator. Also, what I did here, if you see this, I have Blip and Netflix. All I did there was just I made shortcuts from my browser and from the browser's bookmarks, basically, to Steam. I basically made shortcuts separate on my desktop, put them in Steam, put a graphic over them, and it'll take me right to that page. So if I was to click on Couch Tuner, it'll take me right to Couch Tuner. There you go. And I did it mainly for big picture mode, so you can use the controller to get to those. And I then, if you want to, you can use Xpatter and develop a profile that will basically allow you to use the internet with a controller, if that's ever something that you wanted to do. I thought it would be pretty cool, so I did it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Take it easy, guys, and take it with ease and doozies.